What was it like being on Dragon's Den?
Yeah, well, it was terrifying.
Yes.
It was one of the most scary experiences of my life. I was so nervous. I was just shaking like a leaf.
Today we're taking a business into the den that is all about my experience of caring for my mum and dad who have dementia.
Breathe. Breathe.
All right, give me a minute, give me a minute. I think they'd be really proud of what we've done. I just want to do a good job.
When it came to mum managing her everyday money, this was really difficult. She didn't understand the value of money. She would make mistaken purchases, overspend, take money out of the cash point 2 or 3 times a day and give it away. And she fell victim to scams on the phone a lot. Mum was capable in many ways. She would do a yoga class, she would have coffee with my auntie. But all that was made so much harder because she didn't have a financial tool that enabled her to do it.
Hi everyone, I'm Luca, founder of the Living Care Company, and we love to speak to people in the care space, experts on care, suppliers of services around care. And today we are chatting to Jayne from Sibstar. Hi Jayne.
Hi there.
Okay. So what is Sibstar and what's your sort of role in Sibstar, please?
Yeah, so I co-founded Sibstar with my husband, and we are a debit card and app for people living with dementia. The idea of which came from my own lived experience of caring for my mum and dad, actually, both of whom had dementia.
What were the challenges that you came across with mum and dad and managing the finances and money?
Yeah, so as anyone knows who is a carer, caring for someone with dementia is incredibly challenging. And when it came to mum managing her everyday money, this was really difficult. She didn't understand the value of money. She would make mistaken purchases, overspend, take money out of the cash point 2 or 3 times a day and give it away. And she fell victim to scams on the phone a lot. We really tried to help her. We really tried to put all sorts of workarounds in place, but nothing really worked. And we realised that there was this huge gap in the market for a way of enabling people living with dementia or any vulnerable adult to remain financially independent in a safe and supported way.
My dad had to mention he used to love keeping his money in a money clip. So he used to love £50 notes, but £50 notes are no longer, so go around with £20 notes in his top pocket like that. And we don't know if he got scammed or not, but he loved cash. But
yeah, cash can be useful, but is completely untraceable and easily lost. And as I say, my mum was going to the cash point frequently and taking out £50, £100 and it just disappearing. We didn't know where it was.
So I suppose one of the steps involved, if you're using Sibstar for a loved one, is to remove access to current bank accounts and access to current savings accounts and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. So as I say, we tried lots of different workarounds with mum, but nothing really worked. We did eventually have to take away access to her money, which was really hard. It immediately meant her world became her 4 walls. There was no longer the walk to the shops to buy the pint of milk and bump into neighbours on the way. Mum was capable in many ways. She would do a yoga class, she would have coffee with my auntie. But all that was made so much harder because she didn't have a financial tool that enabled her to do it. So yeah, that's when we realised that there's not really a solution out there that enables that financial independence, financial inclusion, and allows people just to continue living life as they always have and want to for as long as possible.
How does the card and the app, how is it similar to normal bank account? How is it different to a bank account?
So the banks tend to offer an all or nothing situation. You either have a secondary card on your current account at your high street bank, but that means your money is still fully exposed to risk. Your pension goes in there, your gas bill goes out of there. So there's some monitoring, but it's not protective in any way. But on the other end of the scale is maybe there's a lasting power of attorney in place and that takes away all access to your money. So someone's done that on your behalf. Someone is now managing your money entirely on your behalf, which isn't always needed and not always necessary. So we need to find a way of sitting in the middle of all of that, empowering people living with dementia to have access to their money without the risk of accidentally giving their pension away to a scammer over the phone. So yeah, we are obviously different in that sense, but the actual functionality of our app, no other bank, as far as I know, is offering it. So I can talk a little bit about that if you'd like.
Yeah. What are the sort of fundamentals of how it works?
Sibstar is a debit card, which
Yep.
is preloaded with your chosen amount of money. So £50, £100, whatever you want. That money sits on this card, and the person living with dementia has the card. Then there's an app that sits on your caregiver's phone. So that's, in our case, it's obviously family carers. And it's within that app that you can manage how and where this money is used. So you can set monthly and daily spending limits. You can set how much money is taken out of the cash point at any one time. And some functionality you can switch off altogether. So, for example, you can switch off cash point withdrawals. You can switch off online and phone spending altogether. So my mum, for example, would have had the cash point withdrawals switched off, but she'd still be able to go to the shops and buy her dinner and check to all the people in the supermarket. There's an instant freeze and unfreeze. There's an auto top up once a day to avoid those sort of stressful card decline moments at the checkout. And something that's really valuable is real-time notifications are sent to your caregiver's phone every time the card is used.
Sure.
When and where the card has been used, which is a lovely way of keeping an eye on your loved one without being overly interfering, which can be really hard for families.
And it looked as if you had either a Maestro or a Visa insignia on the card. Is it fully?
Yeah.
Not
So we're
sorry.
so we're partnered with the Alzheimer Society and Mastercard. They've been integral to our development and our success. I don't come from a banking or payments background. This idea is entirely built from my lived experience of caring for mum and wanting to make a difference to families like mine. So having these partners on board has been incredibly important in our journey, open doors, and they've supported us. And yeah, I'm really incredibly proud of our partnership with those Asians.
When was it that you first had the idea and your experience with your mum?
It was about 4 years ago, and maybe a little more actually, when mum was really struggling with her money. And we've been working on the business for about 4 years now. But COVID was in the middle of that, so it slowed things down a bit. But we launched last year.
And so the person monitoring the spending, they get notifications when money gets taken out, or maybe gets attempted to be taken out. And there's parameters, they can set maximum daily limits, whether or not they can take cash out, that sort of thing. But is it generally, do you find a family of the person with dementia that generally monitors that?
It's mostly family, and we have all sorts of combinations. We have grannies and granddaughters, we have husbands and wives, son, daughters, nieces, nephews, a whole combination of family caregivers who support their loved one. We have some friends who support each other. We do have some legal representatives, but they're a little less. But we do know that there's a real opportunity out there to help those professional services support the people that are under their care. We are not a carer card. We are not a secondary card on your current account. We are a debit card app that enables you to spend your money for yourself, by yourself, for as long as possible. It's about empowering that individual to have their financial independence. And that's how we're different. We're not about saying to a third party, you can spend my money on my behalf, and then spend my money on my behalf.
So it works from a number of different points of view with individuals with dementia, and presumably also, say, for example, individuals with brain injury who may have memory and inhibition problems. It could be equally as useful with certain other conditions.
Totally. We already help people with autism, bipolar, Parkinson's, gambling addictions. That's amazing. We've built it. We've done it. It's sitting on the shelf in the App Store and Google Play. Let's just get it into the hands of the people that will benefit from it, regardless of why they might be financially vulnerable at the moment. We are helping an underserved audience. It's underrepresented. So anything we can do to help anyone who's struggling at the moment, then that's great. It started because of my lived experience with dementia, and that's the form and the story of our business. But anyone can have a Sibstar card.
Then how do you sign up for Sibstar?
You download the app in the App Store or Google Play, and you sign up through the app. Like with any new bank account, you will need your proof of ID, so passport, driving license, proof of address, a utility bill, and a selfie of you holding your ID. All that can be uploaded within the app. And where there's a lasting power of attorney in place, then we need to see that, and we send you a secure link to send that over to us. So we just check the names of the people who want the Sibstar card are those same names on the power of attorney. So we're just making sure that we are safeguarding our vulnerable customers as much as we possibly can. And then a card is posted out, and you can activate it in the app, and off you go.
And if you're signing up on someone else's behalf, presumably you would need power of attorney or that individual's permission, or how would that work?
So if you are, say, use me and my mum as an example. So my mum didn't understand her everyday money. There was a lasting power of attorney for property and finance in place. I sign up on behalf of my mum. So first step is to send us that lasting power of attorney. We verify that. And then actually these two things can happen in parallel. You can also sign up in the app. We need both my ID documents and also mum's. That's all uploaded into the app. It goes into our system. We do our checks and a card is posted and can be with you within 7 to 10 working days.
You were on Dragon's Den, weren't you? Tell us a bit about your experience on Dragon's Den and
Yes.
the results of that. But what was it like being on Dragon's Den?
Yeah, well, it was terrifying.
Yes.
It was one of the most scary experiences of my life. I was so nervous. I was just shaking like a leaf.
What stage was the business at when you went to, what year was it?
Yeah, we were all on the 29th of February.
There are nearly 1 million people living with dementia in the UK today and 55 million people globally. But we are more than a business striving to grow for profits alone. We are here to help families like mine. And now you have the rare opportunity to help us make a positive difference to millions of lives.
And so it was a really important moment in the development of the business. Obviously, securing investment is always really important as a startup. But not only that, having the support of the Dragons and their profile obviously opens doors as well. So yeah, we were in the den for about an hour and a half. It was cut down to about 15 minutes. And yeah, we secured investment from Deborah Meaden and Sarah Davis. They're two incredible women who really believe in our mission and share our values and are determined to see us scale and grow.
Oh, I love that you've tackled this. This is such an important thing to do.
Like, I want to say, on behalf of the million families out there living with this, a massive thank you. Because I can remember watching my mum and her siblings go through exactly this about 10 years ago and fighting so hard to give my nan her independence and not being able to. And I just think it's wrong that all of the banks aren't tackling this, but it's great that you have done that.
Thank you.
Totally take my hat off.
Thank you. We'd absolutely love to take you off.
Oh, excellent! Oh, good! Excellent job!
Good.
Brilliant!
It's funny, isn't it? Because there's not many new products or ideas within financial services, care/financial services. You would have thought someone would have already done this. Maybe everyone thought that and just thought there's bound to be something that banks offer, but there's not. There wasn't.
No, there isn't. And we are now talking to many of the large high street banks to see how we can work together to help us, help them, help their vulnerable customers. And I do feel like there is a great movement within the sector at the moment, a greater awareness around the needs of financially vulnerable adults and what more we can be doing to support them. But to date, no one has done what we've done. There are kids cards out there are carer cards out there, but nothing really as specific as this is around enabling that independent financial living. I think one of the reasons for that is my lived experience. When you directly experience a problem there is no solution to, then that really informs the idea. From that comes, yeah, we can do this. This is an obvious thing to do. Let's go and do it.
Necessity being the mother of invention.
One of the things that's really different about us is we're not here for profits and profits alone. Of course, we need a commercially sustainable business. You can't run a fintech without it being commercially sustainable. But equal to that is our drive to have positive social impact on millions of lives. And those dual objectives, those dual goals genuinely drive the business forward. And that comes from me, really, and my experience with Mum. And that will always sit at the heart of the business.
Again, the details of how someone would be able to access Sibstar, type in Sibstar, Sibstar.
That's right. Yeah, just the App Store or Google Play, type in Sibstar and a green button will pop up with an S in the middle. You download the app and then you go through screen by screen to sign up. If you're finding it tricky, we have a UK-based customer service team who are on hand 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. And they're amazing. They all have lived experience of dementia or caring. And we purposely recruited this team for their skills and understanding of the audience we're here to serve. So the phone will be picked up by a friendly voice, Jasmine, Joe, Sean or Teresa, and they will be really happy to help you.
Amazing. Thank you, Jayne. All right. Lovely to chat and hope to speak to you again.
Thank you very much.